Arrête.
Viens.
T'as rappelé ta sœur?
Non.
Pourquoi t'es comme ça avec elle en ce moment?
Je suis comment?
Je sais pas. Hier soir, tu lui as même pas adressé la parole. C'est parce qu'elle veut pas revendre la ferme.
Écoute, c'est une connerie énorme. Enfin, c'est un entretien de malade. Enfin, vous vous rendez pas compte. Elle veut même pas y vivre.
Tu crois pas que ça lui aurait fait plaisir à ton père que vous la gardiez?
Mais c'est pas le problème. Elle est cavalière, elle est pas gestionnaire. Qui va finir par s'en occuper de ses écuries? C'est moi. Moi, j'ai pas le temps.
Pourquoi tu t'énerves comme ça?
Mais je m'énerve pas. T'es toujours en train de la défendre.
T'as raison, ça me regarde pas.
Margot, c'est pas ça. Écoute, je suis désolé.
Fais sortir la chienne.
Margot, excuse-moi. Margot. Margot? Margot? Margot!
In this world of remakes and reimaginings, of reboots and reworkings, it is unusual to find a creature such as this, such as the film we're about to talk about. Usually a film will be made outside of the Hollywood system, somewhere in Europe or Asia, finding moderate success in its home country and across the world. More often than not, it's a genre piece. More often than not, Hollywood will get the rights to the picture and choose to remake it, sucking the joy out of the piece or removing the very things that made it wonderful in the first place. It's not always a failure. Look at Fincher's Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, which is quite honestly a better movie than the original Swedish version, which in itself is a tall order, the original being so very good. And I'm not saying this transference of ideas and intellectual properties is necessarily a bad thing. After all, the original filmmakers get a nice pay packet, and sometimes they are invited over to tip their toes in the Californian waters. But invariably we get a shallow remake of the original that more often than not simply misses the point. And it's not just movies. Books, comics, video games, all are reappropriated into the more of this new locale, and too often so much gets lost in translation. And this is usually a one-way street. Hollywood, America takes more than it gives. It is a rare thing indeed for a piece of art to go in the other direction, for a work to swim against the current, to battle against the prevailing wisdom and ignore the siren call of Hollywood and the glimmer of avarice. But this is exactly what Harlan Coben did with his 2001 novel Tell No One, his first novel to appear in the New York Times bestseller list. He chose to hand over his child, his baby, to a small indie studio in North Paris and to a little tested French actor turned director. Okay, so the studio was Luc Besson's EuropaCorp, and the director was Guillaume Canet, a bright star of the French cinema with one successful movie already under his belt. This is Tell No One, and this is Babylon Undead.
Docteur, écoutez-moi bien. Maintenant, il faut arrêter de se raconter des histoires. Ils ont retrouvé l'arme du crime chez vous, vous allez être arrêté.
L'arme du crime? Mais c'est quoi ces conneries? Et pourquoi ils sont rentrés chez moi?
On verra ça plus tard. Pour le moment, ils vont vous placer en garde à vue. Et je vais tout faire pour arriver avant eux. Mais elle est où?
Elle arrive.
En fait, je vous avais dit, si j'arrive trop tard, surtout pour rester le plus évatif possible. Vous ne donnez pas de réponse définitive. C'est clair? Docteur? Vous êtes là?
C'est le verre.
Alexandre! Surtout, vous restez calme et vous vous laissez faire. Ils vont être là d'une minute à l'autre.
Pas maintenant, c'est pas possible.
Écoutez, j'arrive tout de suite.
Bartas pour Letkovitch. Bartas pour Letkovitch.
Tell No One finds Doctor Alexander Beck still mourning the loss of his childhood sweetheart, Margot, who was brutally murdered 8 years earlier. This man is broken and haunted by not being able to save his love, a man whom police originally suspected had a hand in her murder. This is a man still unable to let go of the past. Who can blame him? Then one morning, 2 bodies are found close to where his childhood sweetheart was murdered. He receives an email with instructions to follow the link at a precise time, any earlier and it's a dead link. The sender uses a code that he and his wife used to scrawl upon their special tree, Alex and Margot forever. Upon following this link at the designated time, Alex discovers a feed to a CCTV camera fixated upon an escalator. There are people just getting on and off, going this way and that. But one of the commuters stops and turns and faces the camera. For the longest time, she stares at the camera, causing our man to crumble as he realizes his long-lost love, Margot, the woman he thought was dead, is very much alive and in danger. Tell no one, the message reads. They are watching. Guillaume Canet is a remarkable filmmaker, steady and firm. His directing style very much reminiscent of a modern Hitchcock. There's a certainty about the way he assembles the pieces of this puzzle together that belies the fact that this is only his second feature. He also co-wrote the script. Damn, that man is talented. Guillaume Canet was born 10th of April 1973 to a family of horse breeders, a member of the French junior equestrian team. His dreams of becoming a show jumper were dashed after a severe fall from his horse at age 18. A man of strength and character, he refocused and he soon turned to acting, to theatre, television, eventually appearing in the 1997 thriller Barracuda, which landed him a Best Actor award, and in the same year a César nomination for En Plein Cœur. From there he graduated to director on Mon Idole, a comedy drama film starring François and his then wife Diane Kruger. But I think it's with his second movie that Canet really hits his stride. Ni la dis à personne, Tell No One is a wonderfully gripping thriller with taut action, dramatic confrontations and exciting mystery. It has great heart and warmth for its characters that never feels forced. It is a masterclass in filmmaking and adaptation and should be requisite study at film school, such as the precision of the script and of its direction. It also has a fantastic rewatchability that is sadly missing in a lot of thrillers. There is something inherently wonderful in trying to trip up the filmmaker to spot where the director hid the information. Like masters like Hitchcock, Lumet, Mamet, the clues are hidden in plain sight. And once again, this is film revealing its magical properties of misdirection and illusion. Canet has grasped the key elements of what makes a great movie an entertaining movie. He has made a movie here that is smart, clever, and has captured the page-turning excitement of the novel itself. The script keeps the meat and bones of Coben's novel, but makes changes where it is needed or necessary, or where Canet felt the need. Indeed, much like Chuck Palahniuk's comment on Fincher's Fight Club, Harlan Coben is on record as preferring the film's ending. And who am I to argue with either men? We've got a fantastic cast here. François Cluzet is impeccable as our antagonist, a French Dustin Hoffman if you wish. Nothing is held back in this performance. The transference of energy between actor and audience is palpable, so much so that at times we become one with him, our hearts pounding with an uncanny rhythm that rises and falls and without fail. At least for me, gets me exactly where the director and the actor wants me, blubbering like a baby at those scenes. Guarantee they will get you too, every time. Just you watch. The supporting cast is top notch. Kristen Scott Thomas appears in a role that has more bite and substance than our English-speaking filmmakers would deem to give her talent its due. It's a real shame that in British cinema and American cinema, that great actresses are so often sidelined just when they're really getting interesting and exciting as actresses. Bless the French for celebrating real women and the power of their performances. Other plays include Jean Roquefort, André, Dussollier, François Harlan, Marie-Josée, Croze, the list goes on. This is a roll call of great French talent, each playing a role with such garmain restraint that at times it seems like we are watching events unfold than events staged. This is classic movie making told with a Gaelic twist. Coben's novel nestles in with the French culture with an ease, like it was meant to be, like the movie was meant to be shot always in Paris. For this movie, I would recommend grabbing the Blu-ray copy if you can. DVD is fine, but it's the Blu-ray that really shines and showcases the intense performances at play here. You should also grab a copy of the book. It's very much a page-turning classic, and if you do like making films and breaking them down, then comparing how the two work side by side is a very good exercise. Unlike a lot of the films I talk about here, this is definitely a film for everyone. I can't really see anyone not liking this movie. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that no one has tried to remake this movie. I'm also rather glad, quite frankly, because this movie is perfect and it should be left alone, maybe re-released and given a bigger push. But I get it that some people don't like subtitles, but quite frankly, they're wrong, because this movie is fantastic and they're missing out. This is a wonderful movie, a great movie with plenty of twists and turns. It has the classic Hitchcockian premise of an ordinary man in extraordinary circumstances out to prove his innocence and uncover the truth of his setup. There are some great set pieces and inventive sequences, but the reality is never stretched beyond credulity. This is no Superman with hidden abilities or a particular set of skills. This is a man trying to get back to the woman he loves and uncover the truth. Simply put, this movie is fantastic. So grab yourself a copy, dim the lights, and settle on in for tonight's movie presentation, Guillaume Canet's 2006 thriller, Ni la dise à personne, Tell No One. I'll see you on the other side.
I lost myself on a cool, damp night. I gave myself in that misty light. Was hypnotized by a strange delight. On the lilac tree, I made wine from a lilac tree. Put my heart in its recipe. Makes me see what I want to see and be what I want to be. When I think more than I want to think, or do things I never should do, I drink much more than I ought to drink, because it brings me back you. Lilac wine.